How's it going, everybody? My name is Magnum Martel, and welcome back to another episode of Magnum Returns, the series where I look back at some of the dumbest shit from across the internet over the years. And some of you might take a look at this episode and wonder, why didn't I put this in games journalism? Because while it does have to do with journalism, and games journalism especially, it's definitely something old. Back on August 15th, I did a video talking about Knights of the Old Republic's remake and how the lead writer is now Sam Maggs, an infamous man-hating feminist. Well, on that video, I got an interesting comment. It said, "Isn't this the same woman who claims she was sexually assaulted on GTA back when they were pulling that violence against female characters is violence against real women crap in 2014? To which I responded, "Is it? I should look into this." Well, what did I do after immediately making that comment? I got dressed, because I had just gotten up for the day, and sure enough, I looked into it. Well, it was definitely not hard to find. So I want you to take a look at this news report from 7 years ago, done by an outlet called City News. It's about 4 minutes long, so grab your popcorn, and I'm going to be interrupting at a little bits and pieces here.
It's a frightening and disgusting trend in the world of online gaming. Hackers rewriting code to simulate sexual assault. Shauna Hunt is live with the disturbing reality of virtual rape. Shauna.
Well, Roger, in the world of gaming, modifying characters is actually a common thing, but these cases are extreme. These hackers, they're taking control of games being played online, and they're staging these violent attacks, and the scenes are so disturbing, we had to blur the images.
Online, they can take your character, lock them in place, have made their character pantsless, and then can simulate sexual assault.
We're not even a whole minute in, and it's her. It's fucking her. This is the woman rewriting Knights of the Old Republic.
With your character, and you are helpless to stop it.
The graphics are so good, this attack is eerily realistic, but this is virtual rape. Hackers rewriting codes and hijacking online video games like Zombie Apocalypse and Grand Theft Auto. The vile scenes are then posted to YouTube.
That's deplorable and should not be allowed anywhere. Like, they should be banned off the servers immediately.
And Sam Maggs, an avid gamer and blogger, tells me in some cases these hackers, also known as modders for modifying the game, will talk to victims on their headsets during the attacks.
When
They literally call her by name, Sam Maggs.
you can hear the person on the other end who's saying these things directly to you, and they're saying them directly to you, that's a whole other level of harassment, really.
We all know many video games are known for their violence. In Grand Theft Auto, for instance, players carry knives and guns and they get away with looting and murder. But the sexual brutality now popping up online has the attention of Toronto police.
It is certainly something that we would be, interested in hearing about if people have experienced it.
Only in Canada would they waste the time, money, and police resources to investigate this. Only in Canada would they waste this kind of time. What that tells me is that Sam Maggs is probably Canadian. All the more reason we don't want her rewriting the game.
In this scene, a dog has been modified to do disturbing things.
Holy fuck. They literally took the animation up top from the campaign and just put it in something. I can't keep rolling.
And Detective Sean Marshall, who investigates cybercrimes, tells me this new trend is hard to label. Are there charges that could come along with this?
We do investigate cases where people are being bullied online or being extorted online. So those things the police will absolutely investigate. When it comes to something like this, we could investigate it. It gets very difficult.
Police say in these virtual rapes, harassment would be hard to prove, and tracking down the invisible hacker could be next to impossible.
It depends on where the person is that's actually doing it, because they could be anywhere in the world.
I mean, it's really not next to impossible. Most people who are doing these kind of things back in the day, most people who are modding games even now, they're not hard to find. They're not doing it because they're trying to be malicious. They're doing it because it's fun. Plain and simple. They're not doing much to hide themselves besides making sure that their accounts don't get hacked. And even if they do, they're probably doing it on an alternate account. It's just the fact that you yourself, as a detective, have no idea what you're doing, that you don't know how to find them. But he is right. If they are somewhere else in the world outside of Canada, which I don't believe a Canadian would do this in the slightest. Canadians are some of the most sensitive people on the face of the earth. Then he can't really charge them at all.
Sam Maggs stopped playing online over a year ago because of what she calls a misogynistic mentality that already exists in the world of gaming. And she says these new rape scenes only illuminate
Now,
that.
if only she would have gotten off the internet entirely, we would have all been saved a lot of trouble.
It's violating, it's triggering for people who have survived assault in the past. It's a visual representation of all that terrible verbal stuff that you get as a woman online.
Pretty much any game that you can play online can also be hacked and modified, so we're taking a look at some of the ways that parents can keep their kids from being targeted in their virtual world.
If you know what you're doing, you can kind of get into the back files of any video game.
These realistic virtual rapes have mainly been happening in Grand Theft Auto, but hackers modifying characters and creating these disturbing scenes can hijack any game if it's played online, putting all gamers at risk, including kids.
Well, that's kind of terrifying, I guess. And yeah, I guess I'll have to keep a closer eye on it.
24-year-old Ahmed keeps tabs on his younger brother's gaming life. Abraham is just 12 years old.
That's why I don't give him a headset when he's playing online. I usually always mute the outside world. It's mostly just him playing his game itself.
God, you can feel the amount of soy emanating from this guy. Although he's not in the wrong here. I'm not mad at him in the slightest. He's actually kind of doing a smart thing by keeping an eye on his older brother. Given it's been 7 years, I hope he's not still keeping an eye on his younger brother anymore, since the kid's obviously not 12. But, back then, he was doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong with monitoring your child or sibling when they're on the internet, especially when they're on an online game.
And while the only way to avoid becoming the victim of a violent modification is to stay off the internet, gaming expert Sarah Drew tells me there are guards that parents can use to ensure their child's online experience is as safe as possible, and it starts with your choice of console.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that just by looking at this woman, she is not a fucking expert at all.
So because the Sony PlayStation is free online to play, they don't have many privacy controls. Whereas...
Fuck, remember when PlayStation was free to play online? You remember that? God damn, I feel old. Talk about a blast from the fucking past right up your ass.
The Xbox Live community, they really have a lot that you can do as a parent, whether that be going in and putting a code on, or monitoring the friends, or just simply, blocking communications and muting people online so that they can't speak to you.
It doesn't take an expert to figure that out, actually. Anyone can figure that out. She's right, but the thing is that was pretty common knowledge even back then. But of course, Xbox is also the place where kids on Call of Duty would scream and shout the N-word at each other, so technically she's also wrong.
And parents are also being encouraged to pick up a controller and learn the games that your kids are playing and keep consoles and computers in a family room where there's the most supervision.
Common sense, basically. But that's basically the end of the video when it comes to that. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it. He was right. This woman, Sam Maggs, in this video is the one rewriting KOTOR. Honestly, I wish that they would just fucking fire her. Because this tells me all I need to know about how bad KOTOR is going to be. And if you were still going to give it a chance, even after seeing this kind of video and knowing where she came from, just don't. Don't waste your time and money. Don't give it to them. And tell them that her rewriting it is why you didn't give them the money. I don't remember seeing this kind of thing, ever. Even 7 years ago, I cannot remember seeing any reports like this. Granted, that was back when I just first started taking notice of the obvious social justice attack on gaming. This is back when all of this was still new and most of us didn't care. We thought, oh, who gives a shit? They're just gonna get over it. It's just a bunch of fucking buzz right now. It'll go away in a week. 7 years. 7 fucking years this war's been going on, and that's not even the whole thing. It started before that. It's so exhausting, I'm not gonna lie, knowing that they're still winning. Despite the fact that we've been fighting for so long. This was an astounding revelation because I never saw this report at all. I never heard of any of this. So looking back at it now, all these years later, we never could have stopped this war. This was going to happen one way or another. But still, I can't fucking believe that this was a thing back then. I mean, people still mod Grand Theft Auto Online and other games. It's no secret. But all the imagery they showed, all the videos they showed was just animations from the game. The people doing the strip club dance on an invisible pole, the fucking dog humping the air, that's all from the campaign. That's all from the opening hours of the campaign. You can see pretty much all of that. The dudes humping, that's from the campaign. There's literally a side mission you do as Franklin where you fucking help a paparazzi guy get a shot of some celebrity getting fucked in her yard. I remember doing that mission and thinking it was the funniest fucking thing back in the day. I'm also willing to bet that all the videos they took was not people doing it to other random characters in GT Online. I'm willing to bet that it was people and their friends doing it in either private games or in public games just for shits and giggles. The kind of thing where everybody who was going to stop by and see it was going to have their laugh and then move on with their day like they didn't see anything. And the only people that were going to get mad about it was some asshole Karen or feminist like Sam fucking Maggs. It's baffling to me. I can't believe that Sam Maggs was the woman who claimed that she was raped in Grand Theft Auto Online back in the day. I can't fucking believe it. I can believe it, actually. But it's baffling to me that this is who's writing KOTOR now. This is who's changing the game. That's all I have to say about it, really. Please, share this video with your friends. I want everyone to see that Sam Maggs is the same woman who said that. I want everyone to see that this is who's rewriting KOTOR. There might just be a chance, maybe, slim, tiny sliver of a chance, that we can get more people to not support it because of her. Or better yet, we can maybe get them to just fire her outright and scrap her work. I mean, I seriously doubt it, but you know what? It's worth a try. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about Sam Maggs, of all people, being the one to rewrite KOTOR, and this news report from 7 fucking years ago. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.